when I had my own apartment, dude, I'll never forget the happiness I felt. Like,
yeah. Well, you got. I mean, that was like I said though. That was like a temporary circumstance.
but that was a trade-off. It had a gas leak.
Exactly. And it was like, yeah. I mean, there was a trade-off because it was COVID, and it was
for 1 year I got brain damage.
There was a global pandemic, and it's like everything got shut down. But it's like that's the only kind of window you got to like take what you can get. And then it's always something that's always kind of fucked up, but you just deal with it.
I got a friend that does it. I think they do it a smart way. No matter how you look at it, you're spending money. But what they did is they put away a bunch of money to live in a nicer place. They put away like I think like an extra like 10 grand that year just to put it towards rent. And it's like, think about that. Like just to have your own apartment, you could do it for a year. Then you got to bank on the fact that the next year you're going to make more money.
Well, I mean, you got to think about it almost like this kind of stuff we do, where it's like, if I really like got to make the money, I can make it happen.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, because if you people who work a regular job and you're getting a paycheck, that's the most money you're going to make.
Right.
So it's like, but if you're doing something, you're doing videos or content or something, it's like I can turn it up.
But you could also try to turn it up and it just not work your way as good as you want.
But that's why you keep the savings. That's why you got that 10 grand, because it's like you're watching it go down slowly.
Right.
Where it's like, I got to ramp up. And it's like, but some people, you got to think, some people don't got that kind of runway. Because some guys where it's like they pay their rent, they pay their bills, and their shit's empty. So it's like if you miss a couple weeks of work, then you're really in trouble.
Yeah.
But it's like if you got some cushion, it's like then you can take some risks.
I've never been one of these guys. I've seen it all the time. These guys that have a steady paycheck, they have a savings put away. I mean, how do people do it right? It's like there is some people that do it right, but how's that even possible?
This is the problem. Is not until recently you've never actually made good money before.
Right, that's what the problem is.
That's the problem. Is these guys actually make good money?
Yeah, I was like, budgeting with $5.
But it's like you've never experienced before until recently the feeling of making more than you spend.
Right.
Where it's like you can only spend so much money.
Or just being able to spend $13 on a sandwich and not care.
Well, there's that, and it's just like there's a certain point where I think you make enough money where you pay your rent, you pay your bills, and you buy food, and it's like, okay, I could go out and just buy some dumb shit. I could go out and buy a watch.
Yeah.
Or I could just not and just have that money.
They say your needs are supposed to be 50% of what your net is.
Right. Yeah. But
That's
I mean, like, there's
insane,
so many people where it's like that's the problem with like this kind of city when you're looking at apartments where it's like, man, who's ever going to get this place? This is stupid. Why'd they put this nice building up in Brooklyn?
Right.
People say like, oh, this is why would they got to make cheap apartments because people in this area are broke. It's like, no. You make the nicest place you could possibly make.
Yeah.
And then some rich asshole from Dubai moves in. And then you just got a bunch of money.
Yeah, it makes more sense than the other way.
It's
what
like
are you going to make a cheap apartment?
If it was your money and you were the one building the apartment, would you build a cheap apartment? Or would you build something nice?
Right.
You would get as much money as possible. It's like that's how this entire world works.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. It's like these. I could never even imagine putting away 50% of my income. Like just that's rent and everything. It's like that's insane. Like these apartments are $5,400, right? So let's say I've seen
yeah.
This is a cheap one. A cheap apartment right now in New York. A one bedroom it's honestly $5,400. That's the average one bedroom, bro.
That's the average one bedroom in Manhattan.
Yeah,
Lower Manhattan.
In Manhattan.
You're looking at a very specific area.
Well, also, you know what else? When you look at Street Easy, all those are fake. I called about 3 of them.
Right.
And they're like, oh, no, that one's off the market.
I got something else for you.
Yeah, I got another thing for you. It just so happens to be $1,000 more.
Hey, have you been to Newark?
Dude, these places ain't cheap, man.
No, but it's like you are looking in the most expensive part of the most expensive city in the world. So it's like if you want to, people make this big deal about New York City being like anytime they say like the average one bedroom apartment is this and this, the average wages is this. It's like they're always talking about Manhattan.
Yeah, and there's no average wage. Everybody's a hustler out here. They'll get a quick 100 off a guy on the corner.
Well, not even that, but even if you are working a regular job, the average wage in Manhattan, New York City is like $80,000 a year.
It?
Mm-hmm. Average salary. It's like $80,000. And then people say like, your average salary is $80,000, and then the average apartment is going to be. Yeah, they always say it's $4,000 now to get an apartment in Manhattan. But it's like, yeah, that's why you live in the Bronx.
Yeah, I guess.
That's why you live somewhere kind of fucked up. There's a trade-off. But it's like the idea that like, oh, there's supposed to be. Why would there be a cheap apartment in Manhattan?
Dude, these apartments for $54 are beautiful, but it's nice.
That's
exactly what I would want.
It is. That's the other bright side about all of this stuff, though, is it does make you want more.
It does. It
You know
puts
what I mean?
that carrot in front
If you
of you.
exactly, if it makes you want to like record a little bit more, let me stay up a little bit later. But that idea, but if you ever imagine if apartments were like $1,000. Imagine if a nice apartment was $1,000 in Manhattan.
I'd be lazy.
You wouldn't work.
Yeah, you're right.
You would make just enough to make $1,200 a month, and then you would stop.
Yeah.
So it's like there is an actual like I mean, capitalism does do that to you, where it's like I gotta make this happen. This is not enough to just like I can't just chill. I gotta go do something.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, I spent a lot of time in the Bronx, and that train stations in the Bronx, I could never do it again.
Oh yeah.
It's not happening. Being a comedian late at night. Although if you go out deep, there's even luxury apartments out there. That's what's crazy.
South Bronx. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean South Bronx too. You just think you think how close you are to the city.
Yeah, it
Express
looks
train?
close, but at night that shit gets messed up at Grand Concourse. Late at night.
But I mean, like that's where like that's going to be the new Williamsburg that they're
I
trying
could
to
see
put
it
up there, where it's
100%. That's the first spot I ever lived in New York.
if they could fix the express train, then it's like you are pretty much right in the city.
It was a quick ride. I mean, it's 40 minutes. It's like, I mean, I don't know. The 2 or the 5 is what I was off 174th.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it bypasses those stations and goes to like the 180th, and then you got to take it back down. I'm telling you, the MTA hates the Bronx.
I mean, it's just too many people. You can't build trains that work. I mean,
Right.
it's very. It's people get so mad at the MTA and the government, but it's like I don't know. Put yourself in charge of the train. It's going to be tough.
I swear, every other week one of the trains wasn't working. I lived between the 2 or the 5.
That's why, though, it's like if you live in the Bronx, you kind of got to work in the Bronx.
You have to.
Yeah, I mean, that's got to be like a local system for you.
Yeah, 100%. Dude,
Yeah.
there's no way you're going to win. I'm done with the hour and 10-minute train rides. I don't know what my trade-off is, to be honest.
Well, you want to be in the most expensive city in the world. You're going to pay the most expensive prices. So it's like that is the deal.
Yeah, or just have roommates.
You're not
That's
getting
the
away with it.
trade-off.
Even roommates are going to be pretty expensive in like a nice place.
Yeah, I've seen places with roommates for $2,000.
It's going to be $2,000 to live in like Lower East Side in like a very even smaller apartment. That's the deal.
You know, how you act, your whole demeanor changes when you have a nice place. Remember when I had my place in West Village?
Here's the
I
thing:
was
that
so
that
happy.
apartment wasn't even nice.
But my whole demeanor changed.
But I
It
know here's
just
the
makes
thing:
you
is
happy.
that's
Oh yeah, imagine if I had a nice apartment.
imagine if you actually had a place that didn't have a gas leak.
dude, or that
A
was
place-
bigger than.
I mean, a place that had actual sunlight.
Remember when I walked into that apartment? You remember how small that place was? But I dressed it up nice. Dude, you could almost touch both walls.
It wasn't even nice. That's the thing. I wish people could see the apartment. I wish we could put a
There's
picture.
a video on YouTube.
It's like it's okay. Here's the thing:
it was tiny.
It was all right.
It was in a cool neighborhood.
It was a cool, great, perfect location.
Right.
Beautiful location. But the apartment itself, there was no sunlight. There was no windows.
I wouldn't even know how to act.
It was like a fucking dumpster next to the.
Dude, there was with rats crawling in and out. Dude, I wouldn't even know how to act if I had one of these $5,400 a month apartments.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing where you think, oh, this is so expensive. I would never pay that much for rent, and then you do it, and it's like, I bet it feels good.
Oh yeah.
Even if you know it's like, oh, I'm gonna get fucked over money wise, financially, this is gonna be a tough to pull off. Once you get in there, then it's like, people always say, you have kids, you think you can't afford it, you make it work.
100%.
You can feed your kids somehow. Kids don't go hungry in this country. You make it happen.
I was trying like hell to make that shitty gas leak apartment work. I mean, it does. You do try, and that was a lot for me back then, man. Even now, it's like I'm always gonna spend more than 50% on necessities. It's like rent. I am.
Well, I mean, you gotta jump in.
Right.
I think. I mean, here's the thing. Luckily, with New York City, they are kind of stopping you from fucking yourself over.
Because you got to qualify.
You won't qualify for it, so they won't even let you take the chance.
Yeah.
But once you do qualify and you get in, I think you just got to make it work. That's when it's like, you make the place look as nice as possible, paint the walls, make it feel like a home, and then it's like, I got to make this work.
What would you try to swing? You're saying you try to swing like a $3,800 a month joint?
If I was making money enough to the point where I was like comfortably paying $2,500, and it was like, okay, I'm paid $2,500 now, but what if I got the $3,800 place? And I was doing it in my head where it's like, oh, I could just barely break even. I would do it.
You would jump for it?
And if they let me in, I would do it. And it would be like, now I got to make this work.
Man.
Now I got to get some more followers going. Now I got to get a sponsored. Yeah, just got an email right now.
There we go.
I got to get some sponsored shit going on Instagram. And it's like, it's time to turn this up.
Dude, speaking of the Instagram sponsors, I've been getting a ton of them recently. And it's like, I don't know. Do they email you? All mine email me. I got a few direct DMs. Well, I got a few DMs from IG, but I also get a lot of emails.
Yeah.
But, yeah, dude, these prices they're throwing at me are like $300 for 2 videos and a story post.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But it's like,
come on, man.
You know, it's the way things are when you have a monetized account on social media. It's like I could just make more videos.
Right.
I only need one good one every once in a while.
That's what I'm thinking. I need a banger, dude.
But it's like, imagine if you were, now you got a pretty good, cheap setup here. But imagine if you was $5,000 a month.
My hair would be falling.
You got to hit that nut. You say that now. But it's like, I feel like once you get back against the wall and you got to make that kind of money, you will make it.
When I was selling cars, the guy, he said you got to get hooked on coke or some sort of drug. He's like, it's going to make you sell these cars. And all his salesmen, I'm not lying, were all on dope.
You get one guy who's selling cars for fun. You get one guy who's got kids.
Right.
Who's going to work harder? Who's genuinely going to wake up in the morning and think, I got to make this happen?
You got to want it when it comes to selling cars. There's the best salesmen, I'm telling you. They're like, that's what it is. He's like, look, it's either kids or a drug addiction or you owe the mob money because you got to want to be here.
Hey, a hungry dog runs faster.
He's like, you got to get as much as you could from these people. Man, selling cars, man, I don't know. I couldn't do it in general, but yeah, with these videos, I'm like, I'm down for anything, but I don't want to do these brand deals for like a health bar. I got one, and it's like, what if this shit kills somebody? I'm over here promoting some granola bar.
Hey, man, you got $5,500 rent. You got to do what you got to do at that point. It's time to get a job.
I like stress-free living, dude.
But stress-free living is you're never going to push yourself to get to the next level. No one's ever been stress-free. Heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how you actually achieve, is you got to go through the stress. You got to wake up and run.
It's crazy, these people that I know that just lie about the paperwork and trust themselves. I know a friend of mine, he got an apartment, and he got a car. Yeah. He's like, man, I'm going to make it happen.
You can make it happen.
Yeah.
This thing that people are making it happen. And it's like anybody who's ever needed to, like, go from here to here, sometimes you need a little motivation.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need a little bit. You got to have a couple kids,
or somebody to want to break your kneecaps.
Well, you need that, or it's like exactly. Then you got to have the plate spinning.
It's crazy when you think these people. I watch all these YouTube videos. They'll tell the mob, "I need $100,000 tomorrow, or I'm breaking every bone in your body."
Exactly.
How would these people come? They go rob a bank for real? It's like you got no choice.
Yeah, I got a reputation to uphold.
Yeah, I don't want you breaking my kneecaps.
The Vegas doubled.
I've never had that hustle, that Marty Supreme. Have you seen that yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. I wish I was motivated like that.
Well, you gotta jump in. Once you throw the baby in the lake or whatever, it's like the thing's gonna start swimming.
Yeah.
It's necessity is the father of invention, whatever.
Yeah, that's what they say. My horoscope, I don't even read these, but they do pop up because I used to believe in them. I still see them sometimes. I was like, for old memory's sake, let me check one. And I looked it up. And it says this is the year of just saying I'm not ready, but I'm going to do it. So it's funny you bring that up. You never know.
You'll always say you're not ready. There's always going to be an excuse. But at a certain point, it's like, how badly do you want this apartment?
Right.
What are you willing to do?
And it's
because if it's like it's here's the thing too with these apartments in a city like this, if you don't jump on this right now, we're going to the next guy.
Right.
We got 100 guys lined up next to you who are going to take the apartment.
Yeah.
There's 100 Chinese guys who are about to take this place if you don't take it. So it's like you just gotta sign on the line.
Yeah, man, it's hard to pull that trigger. I've always been that way. I've been a hesitant shooter, as they might say.
Oh, how often have you actually been presented with it, though?
Well, just like buying a car or anything.
But the apartment. It's you won't even.
I was never able to qualify for an apartment until now. I actually do qualify.
But even then, it's like you qualify along with everybody else.
Right.
So it's like you're competing with everybody else who also qualifies. So it's like it's very rare. It's not like no one's ever going to you're not going to be walking down the street and someone's going to say, hey, come get this apartment.
Right.
Yeah, you're always going to have to jump through some hoops to get it.
Yeah, my go-to was always when I was trying to move to cool spots was, you walk around the neighborhood, you call the numbers, you get cool with the guy, you let him know, hey, I never complain. I'll paint the place. Don't worry about it. Keep it clean. I work a lot.
I wonder because you hear about these fucking tweakers in like, Midwest, somewhere in the South, rural area, and they're fucking tweaking out, doing meth and doing weird shit. Their apartment's all fucked up.
Right.
There's just bags everywhere and like trash inside. They're like a hoarder. At some point, that guy qualified for that apartment. At some point, that guy like approached the landlord and said, "I'd like to rent your place," and the guy said yes.
And it was probably before he got on the meth. We
Even
rented
then,
to
but
a meth guy.
I mean, there's so many people in this country on meth. But most of them aren't homeless.
Well, that meth makes you hustle. I mean, that's that wanting it more.
But I mean, just you gotta think from the landlord's perspective. The landlord was saying yes. That's crazy.
We rented to a dude, real hood, white dude, long hair, had a dog, had like shark teeth, right? We found out he was doing meth, wasn't feeding the dog. Dude, I went there and stole the dog with McDonald's. It was wintertime.
Wow.
It was laying on broken glass. And he wasn't paying rent anyway. But he paid for like 10 months or something. But then, ended up getting heavy on that meth.
Right.
Dude, he was so heavy on meth, he didn't even want to walk around no more. He was able to walk around, he got a wheelchair.
It's like teeth fucked up.
Yeah, but it's like, what is it about meth at a certain point? Maybe when you get sick.
I think your body just can't keep up that kind of energy for long enough. You just crash.
And you need a wheelchair.
It's like you can't, I think it's like your tendons and like your joints get fucked up.
He had like 2 biker dudes moved in with him. We didn't even know. Dude, I had to get them to move out. I was like 19 years old.
What's crazy to me is that you walk up down the street, you see homeless guys, subway guys sort of laying down. He's kind of fucked up. It's crazy to me that we don't have way more homeless people in this country in terms of just how fucked up some people are. There are so many people who are fucked up and have like a bad addiction to something, but they're still living inside.
Right.
They still have an apartment.
I mean, think about how many people are just scraping by.
But it's like those guys all, at some point, they moved into that apartment. It's crazy. I mean, I guess it's because, most places aren't so competitive. But it's like, will they just take anybody?
Once a week, there's a food line out here that starts lining up at 3 in the morning. They don't even bring the food out till like 6, 7 a.m.
Everybody's got the cart.
It's like, dude, what level of that is that? I mean,
a lot of those people aren't homeless either. Those people are living inside.
Right, but they're borderline.
Yeah, but it's exactly, they'll wait for some rice, rice and potatoes or something.
Right. It's crazy, dude. I hear them. You can't even yell at them for talking. It's like these people are starving.
Right.
It's freezing cold.
My neighborhood's the same way, yeah. I mean, it's like, and when you see what they're actually getting, it's like they're getting...
It's like instant mashed potatoes.
It's like, that and
lettuce.
Some celery or something.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I see that and I'm like, dude, I'm not that far. Really, I mean, none of us are that far off. Now I'm doing a little better, but my whole life I was about $400 away from being homeless.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like I think a lot of those people too are like, maybe they have the money technically, but it's like, look, I'll take some potatoes.
Even when I was starving, I hate to say it, I wouldn't want to steal at first, but after a year of being broke, it's like, I just hit a point where I was like, fuck, I just started stealing. I ain't waiting in a free food line in New York.
Well, the thing is, those people, too, are all cooking food. They're all making food for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not like they're not trying to get a sandwich.
And they don't look like they could run. I remember dude
like
stealing
old
a sandwich
Chinese ladies and shit, yeah.
One time I stole a sandwich from Pret, and you were like, hey, let's go to that Pret.
I
was like, no, let's not.
No, it's just too hot. It's hot in the streets.
Oh, man, dude, I can't believe I used to be that broke. Dude, looking back on it, don't even feel like it was me.
I wonder what would happen if you got caught stealing a bag of rice from the grocery store. Would they even chase you?
Here's the thing. If it's a 7-Eleven, that dude might even fight you.
I mean, I don't think there's rice at 7-Eleven, but if you steal from like a C-Town, if you just ran out with
they're giving you a problem.
The bag of rice and some black beans.
Don't do it from a C-Town. Listen, I lived in Harlem. Bro, these security guards would beat the 145th and 8th. We had a C-Town. The security guards would beat the fuck out of people.
Well, I think they would, but I think people who steal are stealing like nice stuff. They're stealing like frozen pizzas or something. But I wonder if you're actually stealing staples. If you're stealing,
Well, the problem with C-Town is it's owned by somebody, and he's there.
Right.
And he's not letting you steal from him.
But even if it's just a regular grocery store,
You're
know.
better off a regular, like a Giant Eagle.
Yeah, Gristedes or something.
If you go somewhere like, well, even all these spots, you got to be careful because even those, a lot of these grocery stores are owned by somebody.
But I think though the thing is, how pathetic would it look if you got caught stealing a 150 bag of rice?
It would look pathetic.
It's a little thing of jasmine rice. I think they would just let you slide. Where it's like,
yeah, but the problem is then they're going to come back every day and steal. They ain't letting you slide, bro.
Nah, I think
If they do, they're giving you a long speech. You'll be like,
I mean, I think
they would. Rice.
They'd feel bad for you. I think they would like try to make a big deal in front of the other customers just so they don't look tough.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think at the end of the day, it's like, look, get this lady some fucking rice.
If you steal from a Whole Foods, they don't care.
Yeah, nobody cares.
But I think if you are gonna steal, go to one of those Spanish grocery stores and just tell them I'm hungry. I bet you they'll give you
some
food.
rice.
They'll give you some rice.
Not like a nice they won't give you the pork, but you'll get a little bit of rice.
Yeah.
Pour some gravy
you
on
ain't
there.
getting no shrimp top ramen.
Yeah,
But
camarones.
dude, like I can't even look at top ramen. I ate that for 10 years straight. Ramen noodles.
You eat the top ramen and you're still hungry. That's not even like there's no there's no satisfaction at the end. It's
No,
all
there
salt.
isn't.
Yeah, you're just pouring salt into your mouth.
Do you ever get so hungry you eat seasonings?
Nah.
Man, you never been without food?
I mean, the thing is, when I was like broke, 18 years old, it was always just like I had a rice cooker. So it's like I'll make a thing of rice with like some beans or something.
No, that
so
is
the way to go. I was never like even top ramen. I was never living off of top ramen because it was always like this isn't even food. I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
You always if I just make a thing of rice and put some beans on top and some fucking Taco Bell sauce.
Yeah, I
it's
learned
like,
about that.
That'll
too.
always, but it's like that. You can sustain yourself for like that's basically no money at that point.
No, rice and black beans is way better than ramen. I mean, I didn't learn that shit till later on in life. I didn't know nothing. I was here. I'd get $11 and spend it on one meal.
See, that's the thing, though. If I ever get in that situation where I can actually, they finally let me in the nice apartment.
Yeah.
They tell me I qualify for an apartment that I probably shouldn't qualify for. If I somehow trick them, then I would just go and I'd start off black beans and rice.
Really?
Where it's like the priority would be getting the place, and then once I get the place, I got to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
And that means it's like if I need to cut back. Right now, I live pretty comfortably. So it's like I get a lot of takeout food, but it's like if I really wanted to go to the mattresses, if I want to cut back, I could do it. Black beans, rice.
I mean, you say that now. I believe in you.
Carrots. I mean, like if it was a nice place. That's the thing too. I've never been in a nice apartment either, so it's like who knows how you'd act.
Have you ever lived on your own completely?
It was like a month between
dude,
roommates.
That's crazy.
I mean, it's New York City.
No, but I mean, even when you were growing up.
I mean, when I was growing up, living with my parents, I was always living with roommates.
I lived on my own for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there you go.
It's hard adjusting. Even when I had that place in the Bronx, that dude got arrested. I had that place for a year. We didn't know each other that well then. You could have probably stayed with me for free for 1 year.
The place with no roof or whatever?
Yeah, the whole back of the house. The whole back was gone.
But that's what I'm always saying. It's like it would be, I mean, it's when I'm thinking about all of these fucking tweakers in the country, millions of tweakers, fucked up face, fucked up teeth. They're like, their brains all fried. Those guys all got apartments somewhere. So it's like if I could just live where they live, I could qualify for whatever apartment they get in.
I don't think you'd want to live where they live.
Wow, they live everywhere. Every city in this country has tweakers.
Yeah, but those apartments, I mean, the thing about living somewhere cheap, I just was saying, I'm never going to be the guy that says, 50% of my income goes to necessities. It's always going to be like 70% of my income because I'm going to want to live above my means. I want to live in a nice place. It changes you.
But I mean,
you'll become a tweaker.
There are nice places in smaller cities. Every smaller city has,
right. I mean, you don't want to live where the tweakers live.
No, but I mean, every city has tweakers. You could live in, but I mean, not in the same building, but a few blocks away.
Yeah, a few blocks.
If you live in San Antonio, I bet it's pretty cheap. There's tweakers in San Antonio, but they also got new buildings.
Man,
they got like a new building with like a little gym downstairs, a little office space.
I remember I had this buddy, dude. He got this big ass house. I mean, he must have got it for a deal. Dude, it was huge. I mean, it was like a 5-bedroom house, right?
All right.
and he moves his brother in. They end up getting on dope. And, dude, I'm telling you, the thing about the house had a real nice front door, too. It wasn't even 3 months. They even sold the front door. Dude, that's how bad they got for the dope.
Yeah.
Those tweakers don't last.
But I mean, like, if I could live in like that like big tall building, one of those buildings,
40th floor type shit.
40th floor with like, even if I'm in a fucked up city where there's nothing to really look at.
Oh, even a fucked up city though?
Oh, you're in a nice apartment. I would look at, even if I'm looking out at a parking lot, it's still pretty nice. If it's like, facing west or east where you see the sunrise in the morning, open up your blinds and you're on the 30th, 40th floor, that should be nice.
I mean, if you're looking at like Pittsburgh, I'd want to look at least a city. I don't.
Well, every city looks kind of cool from 40 floors up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're in
still
Iowa
looking
somewhere.
you're looking out at the plains. Iowa's all flat, so it's like you look out real
You're
far.
like a king.
yeah, but you look out, you can see, you see Nebraska.
Something about having that luxury in New York, dude. I couldn't even imagine.
When I was doing TaskRabbit, I remember you just walk into a place and it was like they're telling me something and my jaw is just like I'm not even listening to them.
How about
I'm just like this is what this is? This blows my mind.
How about how huge some of those apartments could be?
Oh my God.
It actually blew my mind that some are like 20,000 square feet in New York. Like you're like, wait, you got a guest area, you got a whole guest apartment for your maid across the hallway. Then you have 4 bedrooms over here, an office, a library.
They got a whole room of shoes.
Damn fireplace. Yeah. I seen one. I asked the guy, I was like, how much is this place, if you don't mind me asking? And he told me, I don't know if he was telling the truth or not. It was in Soho, though, but 20 G's a month.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the guy I was working for that one time for a little while. Yeah, it was 20 grand for like big floor-to-ceiling windows. Everything's all white. He's got like a grand piano and stuff.
But it was crazy to me. I thought it was even 20 grand was cheap for what you're getting. Dude, I'm telling you, it was about 100 foot. The living room was about 100 feet long.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, if you got 5 grand, you ain't getting shit, dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, if you pay enough, you get the elevator that opens up and you're just in the apartment. Oh, yeah.
That's how this was. Those Soho apartments, I'm telling you, dude, they're 10 grand. They're tiny.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's a trade-off for you. But once you're in that place and you do the math, or it's like I got to make X amount of money per month, divide that by the days, divide the day by the hour. It's like I got to make this happen.
I just seen a thing. I forgot which show it was. Mike and Molly, I guess. I don't know if you ever seen that. It was a comedian. I want to say it was Mike and Molly. I could be wrong. But it was a TV show. And they said, the people demanded more money, so they upped their contract to $500,000 an episode. And it's like, can you just imagine? Dude, that's an episode. Like, what do you do, 12 episodes?
That's not even a lot of money, though.
$500,000 an episode.
People on, like, Friends were making $1 million an episode 30 years ago.
Yeah, dude, that's still crazy to me.
But even,
do you think TV's still paying that much? I think it would have went down.
It's gone. That's how much it's gone down. It's gone down by half.
Well, Mike and Molly's an old show. It's from like 15 years ago. So,
yeah. But it's like any of those shows, though. It's like, plus any money that where you hear from like show business, they're not getting the money.
Right. It's like 30% of it they get.
Yeah, they're getting your agent, manager, taxes, and you're getting a small percentage.
So they probably walked away with about 800,000, $1 million maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they're saying you're getting 500 grand an episode, you're probably walking off
100,000,
yeah, in the bank, and it's like,
dude, that's so
even
crazy.
that point, you're still gonna get fucked over somehow.
Damn, dude, because that is right. You figure taxes is almost 50%.
Yeah, if you're in California, especially if you're in LA,
right.
I mean, that's gonna be crazy taxes.
Oh man, dude,
so
people gotta be sick.
You never make enough money, but it's like you find some other way to make it work at that point.
Whew.
Yeah, you got to be. That's why all those guys like teach acting. They're all telling you if somebody is like a successful like screenwriter, director, they're trying to like sell you their little course or something.
Dude, I had this one friend of mine. He gets this apartment. I walk dogs with him, so it was his mom's apartment, Lower East Side, right? Nice area, expensive apartment, small 1-bedroom. But like I said, it was his mom's. She was actually, unless he was lying, I don't know if the dude was full of shit. He said she was the road manager for the Rolling Stones for a little bit. But either way, so she had this apartment. Dude, I'm over his house, right? He keeps inviting me over. I don't want to hang out with this fucking kid in this tiny ass Lower East Side apartment. Those apartments aren't big enough for two people to hang out in. Bothering me every day walking dogs. Finally, I'm like, all right, dude. I sit down in his apartment. He goes, dude, since I'm letting you hang out at the coolest neighborhood in the world, don't you think you should buy us some pizza and beers? I'm like, dude, are you fucking crazy?
Man.
You know, so
see, everybody's hustling. Everybody's trying to make it work somehow.
Yeah, he's making it work. You know, who knows?
But the only way to make any of this to really like, because I'm always saying you never actually get a deal in this city. Everything is always going to fuck you somehow. There are deals to be had if it is just a guy that you know. Same way you got in here. But it's like, if it is like, I feel like if you want to live in the Lower East Side, you got to start hanging out in the Lower East Side every night at the same bar.
Dude, you're 100%.
And you got to be. It's got to be like. There's a couple like kind of dingy looking dive bars where there's like old guys hanging out, like way by Chinatown.
Yeah.
Like way down there. If you just go there every night and you just start the same conversation every night, it's like, man, I sure wish I could live in this area. Man, I would. You know,
bro,
that would be so great if you just say that every night for a year. Somebody's going to overhear you, and they're going to be like, oh, have you talked to Patrick?
That's how me and the girl I dated, the comedian that quit, that's how we got our place on the Lower East Side.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's the thing. We're hanging at the bar every day for about 6 months, and this dude's always pulling her pants up from the back. He's like, your pants are down. Because she had, she had a small waist and big hips, so it's hard for girls to find jeans that don't sag. So he'd always do that. She'd like wrap a rope around her pants or whatever, make it cute. But either way, so I snap on the dude, and then I don't realize he's the guy. It's like, you know, it's like you got to be nice to everybody.
How bad you want this apartment? Huh?
He ended up getting it. She got it through him, but you know. But either way,
but
that is.
See, that thing is, if she had been emailing people on Street Easy saying, hey, I want to get this place, no response. You would have gotten nothing. The only way to actually get it is to go through some stuff.
I hate to say this about Street Easy, dude. I've been on it for 1 month. I have not found one apartment that's actually listed on there.
Yeah,
like they're all sold out. It's like, why are these all listed?
Well, because there's a billion people who are trying to move to New York City.
Well, it's a bunch of apartments that are listed for $3,100. You call and they're like, "Well, we got this one for $38, or this one for," and it's just smaller.
Classic scam.
And it's another 5 miles away.
See, if you want it, you gotta live the part. If you want to be a guy who lives in the Lower East Side, goes downstairs to get a cup of coffee every morning, reads the paper in the park, you gotta just start doing that.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the Lower East Side at like 7:30 in the morning, get a cup of coffee, read the paper. And then just start talking to people.
Make shit shake in the neighborhood.
Just start saying you got to like almost have a script in your head of like, I'm going to say this, I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to say, man, I would love to live in this area. And eventually you're just going to, it's just, the door is just going to open.
You got the old school mentality and it's the best. Simplest.
Here's the thing. I couldn't do it. Because I can't talk to people. You can talk to people.
You could talk to people now.
But I mean, no. But you could actually. I think you would if you just stood around long enough. You wouldn't be able to help yourself.
People like talking to me. That's what the problem is.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly how it works. Someone starts talking to you. You got to listen to them bullshit for a while. They talk about the Knicks,
right?
And then eventually you just got to slide it in.
Yeah.
Where it's like you throw a Hail Mary every once in a while. Hey,
I guarantee you're right.
How much you pay for rent? And then the guy's going to say, oh, actually, I'm about to die, but someone, my apartment's going to open up. And then you're going to get it.
I knew a guy that stayed best friends with this weirdo on McDougal Street, right?
Yeah.
Now, I haven't seen the guy, so I think, he's not around anymore. But anyways, for about 2 years, he stayed best friends with him. And this guy always smelled like pee. His apartment was trash. I went up there one time with him. He's like, hey, come check out this apartment. He's telling me, he goes, yeah. He keeps telling me he's got no family. He's going to leave me the rent-controlled apartment.
There you go.
Dude, $300 a month. Here's the thing. It was his mother's apartment. So he's lived there his whole life. $300 a month on McDougal Street. It was huge, dude. Mm-hmm. So he stayed friends with this guy for 2 years, and this old man would just feel on him and shit randomly. Like, I'd see it outside on the front porch.
Wow.
He'd be like, let me feel your tattoo again. No, I love the way his tattoo feels. It's like, And then finally one day he just goes, you know what, man? Fuck you. Fuck the apartment. It's like everybody got a limit.
Wow.
And then next thing you know, The dude's not around no more. If he could have just held out, if he could have let that dude feel his arms 2 or 3 more times.
Well, I mean, there you go. How bad do you want the place?
Yeah.
You said you want to live in Manhattan. These are the rules.
Yeah.
But it's like this is how everything in the world works. You can never go in through the front door. You want to get a job at this restaurant, you can't just go in and say, hey, can I fill out an application? Your shit is going in the trash.
Yeah.
The way to get hired at the restaurant is to just be there and to just talk to people long enough. And you talk to the right guy, and the guy gets you in. You want to go perform at the comedy club, you don't email them and say, hey, what's your open mic night? How do I get on here? Because they're just not going to respond.
Right.
The way you get on is you save somebody's life.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, I would love to get on stage here. And there you go.
Yeah.
If you want to get the apartment, you got to hang out. You got to find a place to go every night.
The whole backdoor thing is such a true thing, even with everything. I should use it more in comedy. I knew a girl.
That's how you meet a girl.
New York fashion, right? I knew a girl. That's one of the hardest things to get in. She couldn't get in, right? She ends up finding a girl on LinkedIn, sees that she goes to a place all the time, ends up going there a lot, bumping into her, and making it happen.
But it's like if it was like if there was just a website where it was like, hey, you want to get into fashion, click this link, put in your resume, fill out this essay. That link would get clicked 1 billion times,
right?
And you would get lost in the mail. You would get washed out. The only way to do it is just like being there. And then, hey, you never know. If you hang out around some old guys long enough, they're gonna fall down.
Right.
You know, they're going to like piss their pants or they're going to have a stroke. Then you can be there and you can save them.
Yeah.
And then if they die, maybe you just like don't tell anybody.
You pick them up. Come on, Ralphie.
Yeah, give me the keys.
Yeah. I can't let you drive.
It's 3B. Yeah. And then next thing you know, you got your own place. But it's like you can't. I mean, I think you could actually pull this off, though.
Yeah, I would probably do West Village because I've been hanging on the Lower East Side. I really don't like it that much. I'd go there to visit. It is a big bar town. There's just not much over there.
West Village, same way.
West Village is way better.
There's anywhere you hang out where there's old people. Because old people they can die at any moment.
Yeah.
Especially like nice parts of the West Village by the water.
Smoke some weed with them.
Those places are like, those people are all in their like fucking 80s. And it's like, they're walking down the subway steps.
See, a thing for me.
One little slip and fall.
I'll tell you what might work for me is finding a girl that used to be an actress that's maybe like 60s but still got it together.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Just, become her boyfriend for a little while.
Well, some of these people especially are so rich that they have a place here. They got a place in Paris.
Right.
They got a place in Argentina. And it's like, you just got to stay in the mix long enough. And then eventually they're going to say, I'm actually going to stay in Paris. And you got a nice place,
in Soho.
Yeah.
Stay in my mansion in Soho. Take care of things.
Yeah. I'm going to be in the Philippines.
It could happen for us. I do just got to meet. Honestly, this year I'm trying to tell myself I want to really take advantage of what New York has to offer. I've never, you do this a lot. You know different foods. You go different places.
Yeah.
I never do none of that.
Yeah.
I want to start taking advantage. Like, where should I go for some cool, what's a good food thing? Or did you go cheap places? I know you're on
these
the
days
ramen
I'm always getting some noodles, so it's pretty cheap. But it's like you got to start like I think you got to go neighborhood by neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
There's like one area like on the east side where there's like Indian stuff going on. You got to get some like go to the area where there's like some like Vietnamese food or something.
Wow.
Yeah, different ethnic neighborhoods.
But
I feel like you got to get in the habit. I wish I developed this skill when I was younger. But I've always kind of been like me. But like, if you can get in the skill of sitting down and just striking up a conversation with somebody at the next table. If it's you're by yourself, there's some old guy who's eating soup by himself. If you could just sort of start talking to the guy. If you do that enough, doors will start opening for you.
You think so?
Not necessarily the apartment. You get lucky for that, but just random shit's going to start happening.
What do you think would happen?
Where it's like, oh, you want to meet a girl? Oh, my niece is in town.
Yeah.
And it's like that niece that like you meet this old guy, he knows this other guy who knows this girl who would be perfect for you. But that girl, you're not going to meet her on Tinder.
Wow.
You're not going to meet her at some fucking Rudy's.
Right.
She's not going to be there.
Arm wrestling and shit.
This girl's classy.
Right.
But the only way to get to her, it's almost like It's like a pinball where it's like you bounce off of this, you bounce off of that, and then you end up over here.
That sounds like a fun life too.
There's so many opportunities for it, but everybody goes out and they're just on their phone.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
just-
at the bar at night, you
Oh,
can't really strike up conversations with people too
That's why I'm
much.
saying it's a restaurant.
Yeah, it's
You
got to be a nice place.
It's got to be a place where you can actually
A
talk.
guy will try to fight you.
But you got to be at a place where it's like you're actually just talking.
Sit down low.
And you can actually like make eye contact with an old man, and the old man just starts telling you shit. And the next thing you know, you're playing mahjong with him in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're downtown in Chinatown. That's why I always want to go. I always know when I'm walking through Chinatown at night, when I'm getting my noodles. You're walking by so many doors. Think about how many doors you walk by that are closed.
Yeah.
That you've never seen the other side of that door. You have no idea what's there. They're always like basements.
Yeah.
And you know in Chinatown, if you open the right door, there is some crazy shit happening.
Guaranteed.
There's some crazy fight
And
club.
they keep it quiet.
They keep it quiet because you got to know the secret knock.
Yeah.
You got to knock 3 times and then 2 times.
Yeah.
And it's like, then the little thing slides open. And then they let you in. And then finally I could watch some fucking boxing. There's some Chinese boxing going on, or like a cockfight or something.
I was talking to these ticket sellers talking about the secret party. I never knew this, the scam that some of these guys used to do. I mean, they probably got caught now, but I don't know. They'd find people real drunk late at night, like 2:30 in the morning, and tell them there's a secret party down an alley.
Oh, wow.
They'd say, yeah, just come over here. They'd be like, I got to ID you and pat you down. When they ID them, they'd take their credit cards and their money. They'd knock on the door and be like, all right, wait 2 minutes. They'd disappear. They got all these people's money and credit cards.
Wow.
Quick.
See, that's why it's like you got to network with the right guys. You got to have once you actually find, here's the thing. It sounds scary. Someone says there's a secret party and then you get robbed.
Yeah.
You get knocked out. Next thing you know, you're naked.
Yeah.
Central Park in the middle of the night.
Oh, yeah, it happens.
It happens. But there are real parties. There are real secret parties. And the only way to actually get to them is to know the right guy.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm staying away from the nightlife stuff. Nothing good really happens past 11.
You've never been to the good spots, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
Nah, there's the thing is, there is 90%, I'm saying 95% of the city you have not experienced.
Well, you're right.
Because you got to know the right guy.
Even wasn't there, somebody said there was a club Jay-Z used to own that people used to be able to go in, and he would be there, the 50-50 or something?
It was a sports bar by Madison Square Park.
Man.
No, it's not like that was like going to like a Chili's or something.
Oh, he wasn't in there?
No, it wasn't like a nice club. It was like a bar with some TVs and shit in it.
Oh, I thought it was some Jay-Z pimp shit.
No. I mean, it was like that was there for decades.
You ever see how the guy that played Donnie Brasco, he's a big actor. He was in
Johnny
Blow.
Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Mm-hmm.
You know how he started on acting? Did you see that?
I don't know.
Knowing a guy.
There you go.
Nicolas Cage. So Johnny Depp was trying to work at a video store or something. It wasn't going good. And Nicolas Cage told him, yo, you should get into this acting. And he did. He booked Freddy Krueger. Instantly he was an actor.
Well, that's
shit.
like how it worked back in the day. It doesn't work like that anymore.
I bet you it's still so. Dude,
It
look at that
can.
show, Tires. It's all Shane's friends.
Well, those are all the working comedians.
Right.
They know the guy, but it's not just like you're sitting at a bus stop and someone says you're an actor.
But it was their friend. No, Nicolas Cage and they were friends.
Oh, yeah. But even then, though, it's like this is that's the kind of thing where it just happens. What I'm saying is you got to proactively try to make these things happen, where it's almost like you can't approach the old man at the restaurant and think, I want to get an apartment out of this guy.
Right.
You just got to start talking to him and see what opens up.
You never know.
Because everybody's got something to offer.
He might be selling a Cutlass.
He might have a car for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you always wanted a car.
1,800 original miles.
Oh, this is a Toyota Yaris.
Just rub my back.
Yeah. Oh, you get your dream car. Yeah, 2002 Toyota Yaris.
Yeah. I mean, I get kind of quiet. I actually do the opposite. I got to work on myself. I'm very edgy sometimes and in negative mood a lot. You know me. So it's like I'm not really talking to people. If somebody touched my shoulder.
I get weirded out.
Well, somebody touched my shoulder. He goes, hey, I'm like, bro, you got to touch my fucking shoulder? He's like, can I just get by you? I'm just like, dude, you just touched my shoulder, though.
You don't do that to another man.
Yeah.
Back where I'm from.
Yeah, you don't, dude. The lower back's the worst. You'll want to punch somebody in the mouth. They touch your lower back.
Your whole body shivers.
You feel it in your nuts.
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
Dude, so it's like, I don't know. I got to work on myself. I'm not an outgoing. But you know when I'm like that? When I'm dating a girl that's like that? Like, I dated a girl where everywhere she goes, hey, how are you? I love your dog. Nice hat, you know? And it was cool. It worked. And I'd be like that because I was with her. But I'm just not really. It's like if I lean over and tell an old, it'd be nice.
I think, though, that's the thing. It's a skill you develop. No one's really born with it. And that's what it is. That's why you would separate yourself from everybody else instantly if you actually had a little bit of that skill. Because 99% of the population is just going to sit down and eat their soup.
And look in their phone.
And they notice the old man, but they don't, maybe they nod to him.
Right.
But 99% of the people are not going to just start talking to the guy. They're not going to ask him about Vietnam. And they're not going to ask him to tell,
I bet that dude's got thousands of stories, too.
It's going to it's going to be Forrest Gump if you start talking to him.
You're right.
Or just some shit's just going to come up. And next thing you know, that's your buddy.
Damn.
Next thing you know, something happens and you and him are on an adventure somewhere. And that's how you experience the real city. But if you always just like, looking on Eventbrite, what's going on? It's going to be some fucking salsa class.
You're right.
Come here and you can pay some money and you can learn how to make sushi. And it's like, that shit sucks.
Dude, you're a smart dude. I've been looking on Eventbrite. It sucks.
I mean, it's what it is. You got to go in with the right expectations.
But yeah, I want to see real New York.
I want to see two guys fighting in Chinatown. I don't want to go pay to like learn how to paint. That's boring. That's just pay. You're just going in through the front door. I want to know what's going on in the back door.
And dude, the thing that all my buddies go to, they want to do the strip club, and I'm like, dude, what's the point, dude? I don't want to go. I don't like it. It's expensive as hell.
Now, what you want is, you ever see Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah, I want some shit like that.
You want some shit like that. You want a strip club that's just in a house.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's just strippers, but you're also in like the Upper West Side.
But you want the girls to do it. You don't want them to feel like they don't have any other choices.
Oh, those girls want it to be there.
Yeah.
They get to be, that's how you end up in the Diddy party.
You kind of got the hood on for one of those Eyes Wide Shut parties.
See, that's the thing is the guy, I would be out somewhere and a guy would be like trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
And I would be like, this is fucking weird. Why is this guy talking to me? And I would just get on the train and I would go home. And I wouldn't even realize that I was so close to getting invited in.
You know what's crazy with something like that is I used to smoke cigarettes, and that's one of those things that's a social thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell you the amount of conversations I had in a smoking circle.
Especially outside the bar.
Somebody you never even met, you're going to talk instantly. It just happens.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's weird if they don't talk to you.
Well, yeah, especially if you're like the guy who's actually loose with giving out cigarettes.
And you give them your lighter.
Yeah. Well, especially these days because they know how much you paid for those cigarettes. Where it's like,
I don't like when a guy tries to light it for me, holds the lighter, and I'm like, bro, give me your fucking lighter.
You gotta lean forward
and cover it all up.
Yeah, it's emasculating.
I'm a man. It's like, dude, you're not lighting
I know how to use a lighter.
You're not lighting my damn cigarette.
I'll give you back your lighter.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is. Sometimes I do go out to bars and stuff, and it's like, it's cool. Every once in a while, you do talk to somebody, and it's like, it's kind of fun. But the way people talk about these things, it sounds like it would be really fun.
Right.
It sounds like this is like the best part of life, as opposed to just like making a weird small talk conversation with somebody. But
I just made friends.
It's boring.
I made friends with a roller skater. It's a whole community right in my neighborhood.
There you go.
Dude, they go out at night. I might get some skates. They got glow-in-the-dark skates. Everybody's cool as hell.
There you go. I'm sure. See, you beat them. Eventually, one of them, you're going to be skating next to a guy at 3 a.m, going backwards, doing some like tricky like parkour shit. And then the guy's going to be like, hey, do you know anybody looking for an apartment? Place just opened up. And there you go. You're going to just skate your way into place.
Mansion in West Village, $400 a month.
There you go. And then next thing you know, you got a whole new lifestyle.
Yeah.
That guy's name, Jeffrey Epstein.
I might start skating, dude. I might take it up. I always wanted to get around the graffitiing and stuff. I thought that would have been cool.
They start breakdancing.
Just seeing people graffiti. The breakdance people are right in Times Square, right, literally on my street. Dude, I've thought about it so many times, just start hanging out with them.
Yeah, you used to know those guys. Remember back in the day?
Yeah, well, I knew a couple of the guys here and there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, those guys. I haven't seen them in forever.
Yeah, those guys are hustling, though. I mean, I'm sure if you know them, they'll take you on some adventures.
Oh, yeah, I bet you. They did America's Got Talent.
Oh. That's what I mean, like, you want to get in the mix. Obviously, doing stand-up, doing spots is fun, but it's like, that's only a very small part of the whole city. There is so much of the city where it's like, once you actually get into it, I feel like it's a pinball thing.
Yeah.
You're going to go here, 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 and you won't even realize how it happened. Next thing you know, you open the door, Judd Apatow.
Yeah, doing Kratom.
Next thing, exactly. Yeah.
Dude, that Kratom was a weird experience for me. I'm off
Yeah.
that shit. Dude, that stuff's so addicting. It instantly had me hooked. And my friends are still all there. They do Kratom every night.
Yeah.
I threw up, thank God. I'm like done with it. Anything that makes me throw up, I don't want it anymore.
Oh, I took a picture of it. There was like it's a Kratom support group in my neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's in every deli over here.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I never noticed it.
It's just once you actually start looking for it, I cannot believe that they haven't caught on yet.
Dude, it's like people walking out of delis straight on heroin.
I mean, it used to be K2 and like
yeah.
like fake weed and like by me. There would be people who was just like whole life they get fucking Frankensteined out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the K2 shit. Me and my brother came and visited New York when K2 was huge out here. We tried buying some. We did a little bit, but it was like a small amount off a deli. But, dude,
it's the buzz.
then you see people really geeked, and you're like, take all this shit away from me. I don't want to do that shit.
I thought I always trusted you. Yeah. You trusted the bodega, and this is what they sold you.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
They used to sell like salvia. Remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
Did you ever do it?
Nah, I
was
did
always
the energy
scared.
pills before.
Yeah. Salvia was like, it's almost like doing acid or something.
Yeah.
Where you like smoke it and you like fucking disassociate.
Oh,
But it was like the kind of stuff that was like technically legal for some reason. So you go to like a smoke shop and you just get like, but it was the kind of drug where every single person who's ever done it tells you not to do it.
It smells like potpourri. You know, I wasn't K2. It was
Spice.
salvia that we bought.
Oh my God.
I thought that was the same thing.
No.
We didn't do enough to feel it. My brother did more than me, but I did a little bit.
Yeah.
I just don't want it. It smelled like potpourri, literally
It's
exactly.
the kind of
like
stuff where they haven't even bothered to make it illegal yet because who would get hooked on this?
Right.
Yeah.
That Kratom, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you never went down that path.
I did quick, man, about 3-4 days straight on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I told you, people. Anytime you're ever like getting into a scene like that, and somebody tells you this is not a drug, this is a drug.
Right.
If it wasn't a drug, you wouldn't have to tell me that.
Yeah, this isn't addicting. We've
Yeah.
been here every day for 2 years.
Yeah. We can't stop doing it because it's so much fun.
Yeah, they were telling me it's healthy. They lied completely. They're like, bro, it's healthy. It's good for your brain.
It's healthy compared to heroin.
And you
That's
know
what
what's-
people do when they're hooked on fucking dope.
Well, what's funny is it's a lot of people that get drug tested. That's what people don't
Yeah.
realize. That's the biggest problem with Kratom. Dude, it's city workers. One guy was a physician that I met. You know, you got to think, this dude's on dope. Dude, Kratom is straight dope. You've never done it, right? Or have you? It's like
I did it, yeah.
It's like doing Vicodins or Oxy, dude. You're high as fuck.
I did it. I didn't know what it was, but yeah, it was one of those things where you look it up and it's like, I cannot believe this person just gave this to me.
It's like a liquid perk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no good.
And you
any
can't drug test
listeners
it.
out there, let this be a lesson.
If you're a physician,
This shit is no good.
If you're a chiropractor, don't do Kratom and go to work.
Don't even like. It seems like it's gonna be harmless because you just bought it at the store, but it is no good. This is What is this world coming to? All right, let's plug some dates, huh?
Let's plug some dates. What do I got? I had some shows. I'll be at Broadway all this month. I got a lot of spots in April.
Okay, yeah.
So check out the website. See me at Broadway. Greenwich Village tomorrow. This won't be out, though.
Oh, yeah. Where are you at tonight?
Tonight I'm at the Grizzly Pear,
Oh,
which I'm excited about the Pear. Oh, dude, I don't know if you've seen our buddy Michael Good from the Grizzly Pear did Kill Tony. Blew it away.
oh.
They loved him, too. He gave a little shout out to the Grizzly Pear.
Oh, wow.
He's going to be doing... He got pre-booked for Madison Square Garden. I guess Tony asked him, he goes, what's the best place to do comedy in New York? You know, I would have maybe said the Cellar or something. He goes, Madison Square Garden. Tony's like, exactly. He goes, that's why we're booking you for Madison Square Garden.
Wow.
So he's going to do it. Michael Good. Shout out Michael Good.
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, dude, can you imagine? We'll be at the Garden one day. Dry Salami would ever tour. Would you do that, Dan?
No. We've established that. Yeah.
You really want to do it if it was
That
big?
is not happening. No, fuck that.
Everybody's got a
I
dollar.
want to do an
amount.
MSG by myself. Yeah, you gotta pay. You gotta buy a ticket.